Welcome, everyone, to the 12th Annual Movers and Shakers Pinnacle Award Honorees Luncheon, one of our favorite and most vibrant communications industry events. I'm Ginger Kochmer. I'm the owner of Clutch Creative Talent and the president of the Philly Ad Club Board of Governors. I first want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you for your support of the club. We value your membership and your participation in our events. As many of you probably know, we continue to be one of the largest AAF ad clubs in the country, with over 2,500 members representing more than 200 entities. We maintain this position through our initiatives like the 2.0 commitment, mentoring teens, and student programs. Please make sure to do your part and become a volunteer or get involved. I'm not going to stay up here and bore you for 6 hours, so we actually have a fantastic MC over here. Mr. Quincy Harris has joined us today, so big round of applause for this gentleman. We have a fantastic event lined up for you. And one thing I did want to mention, we would encourage those who want to tweet today to look at the papers on your table. And there are some social media handles displayed on each table, and we encourage you to share on social media. We want everyone to learn about not only this event, but the Philly Ad Club. And hashtag Philly Ad Club is typically what we use, but feel free to take a look there and add any handles that you like. Today is an opportunity to honor several of Philadelphia's best of the best as outstanding achievers in the Philadelphia communications industry, who, through their personal efforts and leadership, have had a significant, positive, memorable, and profound impact on our professional community. Over the past years, this luncheon has become an important time to pay tribute to such outstanding contributors. I'm so happy and honored to be here today to present the beautiful Waterford Crystal Philly Ad Club Mover and Shaker Pinnacle Awards to this year's recipients. Today we will be hearing presentations as well as listening to the honorees, and that's all after lunch. But before we proceed with lunch, we're going to take a few minutes to recognize our annual sponsors and make two very special presentations to 2.0 young professionals. So I am going to get started here today with thanking our 2019 annual Philly Ad Club sponsors. Because of their contributions, the Philly Ad Club has the ability to bring you dozens of events covering a wide range of interests that represent our diverse audience as well as our industry. Join me in recognizing these sponsors by showing your tremendous appreciation when their representative comes up to receive their award. I'd first like to recognize our annual event sponsors. When I call your name, please come up and accept your award. For the 5th year, Velasas Digital, accepting for them, Ayana Gilman, Senior Account Executive.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you here today. As you can see from our booth over here on the side, in the advertising world, we always need to be ready to impress, as every impression counts, and that our ROI shine bright. On behalf of Velasas Digital, I'd like to congratulate today's honorees. We're thrilled to be part of the Ad Club. Please drop by for some free swag, and I hope to start a conversation with your business and impress you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayana, and thank you for Velasas. Next up, we have Lamar Advertising. This is their 6th year as a sponsor, and accepting for them today, we have Dave Peacock, Vice President, General Manager.
All right, I just want to congratulate all the winners and say, go Sixers.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Lamar. Next up, we have Radio 1, represented by WRNB 100.3, also for their third year as a sponsor. Accepting for them today, we have Sean Sams, General Sales Manager.
Thank you so much, Ginger. Thank you so much to all of you. We really love being a part of this community, and we love to support these types of events. And so I want to say, echo, go Sixers, and congratulations to all the honorees. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean, and thank you, Radio 1. For the second year, Calcium Brand Nourishment, and accepting for Calcium today, we have Don Filer, Chief Digital Officer, Calcium.
So again, on behalf of Calcium, congratulations to all the honorees, and we're just happy that we can be a part of this great community in Philadelphia.
Thank you, Don, and thank you, Calcium, for your support. And next, we have a dedicated sponsor for their 8th year in a row, the Creative Group, and accepting for them today, Brendan Champ, Account Manager. Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you so much, everyone. We're super happy to continue to be a sponsor.
Thanks, Brendan, and thank you, Creative Group, for your support. New for this year, we have Dell Tech Software Solutions. And accepting for them today, we have Sam Gaza, Agency Solutions Sales Representative.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for having us here. If Dell Tech is familiar to you, it's because we were at the Addy Awards in early March, and we were handing out promotional mints that look like Adderall. So I'm hoping to meet some of you today, and thanks for having us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Also new this year, Clutch Creative Talent. And accepting for Clutch today, we have Cody Michalowski, Recruitment Specialist.
I just want to say thank you, and we're happy to be here and supporting all of the Philadelphia creative community.
Okay, moving on to our 2019 corporate sponsors. For their 4th year in a row, Aloysius Butler & Clark, a full-service agency that uses creative intelligence to connect research, creative, and technology to move people. And accepting today for them is Steve Marino, Chief Creative Officer and Managing Partner. Say something.
I just want you to remind everyone here that it's Take Your Kids to Work Day, so all of your children are going through your desks right now and they're photocopying themselves. So when you get back, you got to deal with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Aloysius Butler & Clark. For the 2nd year in a row, Brownstein Group, the largest running independent marketing communications agency in Philadelphia, and accepting for them today, we have Bernie Brownstein, Chairman and Chief Creative Officer. Should be like walk-up music. Hi, Bernie.
Congratulations to all the honorees, and we're happy to be happy Philadelphians.
Thank you, Bernie.
Thank you, Bernie, and thank you, Brownstein Group, for your support. Also for their second year, Outfront Media, focusing on bringing the best in class of outdoor advertising and accepting for them today, we have Emily Nichols. General Manager, Kinetic... Oh, nope.
The managers couldn't be here. I'm very giddy because Jim Gardner is, no, right there. Good afternoon. Outfront is proud to be a sponsor of the Philadelphia Ad Club. We're especially pleased to support events like this one that honor the best among us, encourage us all to strive for excellence, push the envelope, and to stand out, the way that Mia, Bernie, David, Troy, and Ashley have thus far in their careers. As you may know, Outfront has a significant footprint of media across the country, including signage in most national markets and exclusive representation of iconic media such as the New York MTA, MBTA in Boston, WMATA in DC, and others. But it is a testament to the excellence in this room and the special energy in this city that Outfront has identified Philadelphia as a place that it seeks to grow. In fact, we are excited to announce that starting in May, we will add the digital and static advertising opportunities on the Indigo Bike Share to our Philadelphia inventory, in addition to the regional billboards and the city metro lights. We look forward to meeting you all and your brands on the streets of Philadelphia this summer. It's great being here with you all. Thank you to the honorees for their special contribution to our ad community. Have a great lunch.
Thank you so much, and thank you to Outfront Media. New for 2019, corporate sponsor, the Inquire Solutions Group, offering the power of Inquire premium audiences through print, digital, and experiential platforms. And accepting for them today, we have Bob Geiger. Bob is the Senior Vice President of Sales. Do I see? I don't know if I saw Bob. Is he here? No? Okay, well, I will accept the award on his behalf. And last but far from not least, this is my one of my favorites, because he can come up here and he can really own a room, that's for sure. PHL 17, our title sponsor for the 9th year in a row, and proud to serve the Philadelphia region along with their classic sitcom stations, Antenna TV, Classic Movie Channel, This TV, and Weather.com. Accepting the recognition for them today is Vince Giannini, Senior Vice President, General Manager, PHL 17, DCW 50.
Thank you, Ginger. All right, welcome everybody. We've got a great afternoon. You know, we are very privileged to be a part of this organization. We love what it's done for this community. It's great to get this room full of people together at multiple times throughout the year for all of us to make connections. And I like to say, you know, we've got 3 great honorees today, and David, and Mia, and Bernie. Those of you know, PHL 17 is a special connection with 6ABC, and it's because of events like this that I got to meet Bernie, and prior to Bernie, Rebecca, at events just like this, the whole Rub Shoulders and Make Sparks folks. You know, Action News and PHL 17 have had a partnership for 7 years, and we are very appreciative of that. It's great to be part of the news leader in the marketplace. So again, we're very proud to be here today. This is a great organization. Remember, there's mentorships. Get involved. Get these classrooms through your stations, through your agencies. There are great things we can do to impact the young people in the Philadelphia area, and let's do more. Thank you. Dave?
Thank you. He's definitely a hard act to follow. Okay, so if we could just give a big round of applause again for our 2019 sponsors. Thank you so much for making these type of events happen. Now, I would like to welcome our special guest MC to the stage. Everyone, please give a big, warm welcome for Quincy Harris from 100.3 WRMB and Fox 29. Quincy will be taking us through the rest of the program. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, before we start, Alan, when I came in, Alan gave me a name tag, and I was like, well, it's kind of weird for me to wear a name tag if I'm hosting. And then I see the Michael Jordan of Philadelphia News, Jim Gardner, has his name tag on. And we all know who Jim is, but so I think I probably should keep my name tag on. How you doing, Jim? It's we talk, all the time. How's the family? They're wonderful. Didn't ask about mine. It's okay, Jim. We'll talk later. We did forget two sponsors. We have two sponsors that we would like to thank. Radio 1. Radio 1, can you make some noise back there? Radio 1. Okay. All right. And Fox 29. Fox 29 right here. Dennis Bianchi, how you guys doing? They are sponsors of my bank account. I work for both organizations. You check me out, the Quincy Harris I have to plug myself. I'm sorry, guys. Quincy Harris Morning Show with K Fox on 100.3. That's in the morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then the Q on Fox, we're on, how many times are we on, Dennis? Twice? It's about 10 times a week? Wow. It's a little successful for us over there, right? Just want to make sure. I just say that in front of everyone. We're doing good. Okay, we'll talk later. All right, so now I'm going to cover a special pre-lunch part of this event. I have the esteemed pleasure of presenting 2 recognition awards to some great up-and-comers with the Philly Ad Club membership. A few years ago, the younger professionals within the organization started the Philly Ad Club 2.0, comprised of advertising and communications professionals in their early to mid-careers. And as we have done for the past 3 years, today we will recognize 2 of them, selected by their peers for being the best of the best and our leaders for both today and tomorrow. At this moment, I would like to invite Troy Bauer to the stage. Troy. Yes. Troy Bauer is an audience engagement producer in the 6 ABC marketing department. In this role, he is challenged every day to walk off the beaten path and find new avenues to tell stories. He accomplishes this by staying on top of changing technology trends to reach consumers in ways that were once inconceivable while maintaining a high standard for storytelling and content creation. He started at the station as a creative services intern in 2012 and has proudly grown and developed his career within the company over the last 7 years. Since 2015, Troy has served on the Philly Ad Club 2.0 leadership team. In this role, he helps unite young professionals in Philadelphia's robust advertising and communications industry through the planning and execution of networking and philanthropic events. Troy is a 2014 graduate of DeSales University, where he obtained a Bachelor's of Arts degree in television and film. And Troy says here he would like a raise. Troy, let's get up for Troy. You didn't say that? Sure.
But I'll let that slide. That's okay. I thank you guys so much for giving me this honor. I would like to first thank my peers in 2.0 for recognizing me and nominating me for this honor. I'm really thankful. I'd also like to thank my parents, who are sitting right over here, and my colleagues, who are all kind of sprinkled around these tables. I'm very grateful to have you guys here. You guys have all been so supportive to me in my career, and I couldn't do it without you. And I'd also like to say how honored I am to be sharing the stage with the other honorees today, especially Bernie, who has been a mentor to me, especially in the ad club over the last few years, and Allison, who I've had a great chance and great privilege to work with in Philly Ad Club 2.0. So I'm really honored for that as well, so thank you. When I was younger, I was the king of making silly home movies. I borrowed my parents' VHS camcorder and let my creativity run wild. The videos I made never really served a purpose or saw the light of day. It was all just for fun. In high school, I took that little hobby of mine to the next level and joined the ranks of my school's television station. It was no 6 ABC, but I finally had the chance to make videos for an audience outside of my parents' living room. For the most part, my classmates always had the same reaction to our student-run news program: uninterested and half asleep. However, one morning, that all changed. My junior year, I was asked to produce a news segment for the school's marching band and their battle for the state championship title. Going into the story, I figured the message I'd be conveying that day would be a pretty simple one. Either they won or they lost. But as I rode the bus up to the competition, I started to see a side of the band that other students in the school probably never saw. I saw a group of kids who were passionate about their art and who didn't care about a win or a loss, but were just excited to be doing what they loved with the people they loved. I saw a family. I quickly realized that this was the story I needed to cover that day, and so I spent the rest of the day documenting all of the band's interactions, from their quirky inside jokes to their emotional displays of encouragement. And even though the band didn't win their competition that day, it didn't matter, because to them, just being there was a win in their hearts. The next morning, when my story aired, I glanced around to see my classmates' reactions. To no surprise, they were mostly unfazed. However, as I scanned a little further around the room, I noticed a girl had a different reaction. She had tears in her eyes. You see, she was a member of the marching band, and witnessing that bond and passion that they shared, which was often overlooked, being celebrated on TV, was something special for her, and soon became just as special for me. It was at that moment I realized the power of storytelling, and how if I can impact even just one person, it's all worth it. From that day, I vowed to make storytelling a major part of my life. And now, more than a decade later, I'm lucky to be doing that for a career. Stories are the heartbeat of our society. They inform us, entertain us, and inspire us. They are a constant that will always be there. But if there's one thing I learned in my young career, it's that the way in which we tell stories is never going to stay the same. I am no longer borrowing my parents' VHS camcorder to make movies, believe it or not. And in fact, anyone with a smartphone can now be a storyteller. In this era of rapidly evolving technology and social media, it can be easy to get lost in the overwhelming sea of storytelling platforms and cling to one that has always worked. But as leaders in this progressive industry, we need to train ourselves to be adaptable, to be pioneers constantly on a mission to discover new ways to reach audiences, and be willing to step outside of the safe bounds we set for ourselves and embrace the unfamiliar and unconventional. Hanging on my desk at work is a quote that reads, "The most dangerous phrase in the language is, 'We've always done it this way.'" For me, that simple quote speaks volumes. It tells us to never settle for what works and sacrifice for what could be. There's a new horizon of storytelling opportunities out there waiting to be tapped. And the only way to unleash those opportunities is to be willing to take that first step away from the familiar and march into the unknown. And right now, there is a group of people excited and eager to make that move, and they are the young professionals in this industry. As a leader of Ad Club 2.0, I've had the honor to get to know so many enthusiastic and dedicated young storytellers like myself. We are a group of individuals who care deeply about our craft and the success of this industry in Philadelphia. In a way, when I look at my peers in the Ad Club, I'm reminded of my high school's marching band and that bond they shared over their passions. We are a family. And I truly believe we are the key to unlocking the next generation of ideas and storytelling. One of my favorite memories with this organization was at 2.0's Pinnacle event, the Give Back Breakfast. For this event, we invite young professionals to come together and brainstorm marketing strategies with small local nonprofits who may be limited in their resources. Last year, one of the nonprofits came up to me after the event, thanked me, and said, "This really opened our eyes to opportunities we never thought about before." For those nonprofits, this event was a game changer in the way they think about their organizations. And for us, the young professionals, this was our chance to take charge and to release that spark we all have inside of us. We were able to leave that event knowing that our ideas were being heard and that they were making a difference. And with that in mind, I'd like to offer some challenges for everyone in this room. For the seasoned professional, I ask that you not be hesitant to turn to your younger colleagues for advice or for inspiration. Because while they may not have as much experience as you in the field, they bring a new perspective that could change the way you think and lead you down a new path to success. And for my peers, I ask you not to be afraid to pitch ideas that may seem too far out of the norm. Because maybe, just maybe, one of those ideas will stick and lead to something new and revolutionary. Another quote hanging at my desk says this: "Next time you are afraid to share ideas, remember, someone once said in a meeting, 'Let's make a film with a tornado full of sharks.'" No idea is too crazy, and no idea should go unheard. If we are willing to embrace the unconventional and challenge the way we engage our audiences, I believe that together we can continue to push boundaries and ensure we always have a platform to tell our stories. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations one more time to Troy. Great job, Troy. Now, I would like to invite Allison Schwartz to the stage. Allison Schwartz is Senior Analyst of Research Effectiveness for Comcast Spotlight. Allison is responsible for onboarding and upskilling account executives with research, managing the internal research platform, and helps scale advanced advertising solutions enterprise-wide. Allison is a mentor in the Philly Ad Club, as well as through the Collective Success Network, which mentors low-income, first-generation college students in the Philadelphia area. Prior to Comcast, Allison spent 6 years at CBS. First at CBS New York as a sales assistant, and then 4 years as an account executive at CBS 3 and CW57. While at Comcast, Allison won a GEM Award, which recognizes employees that go the extra mile. While at CBS Philly, Allison won an award through ComScore through effectively utilizing analytics to showcase a revenue-generating story. Let's get it up for Allison Schwartz.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Philly Ad Club, for this recognition. I am here today because I love television. Growing up, my family all had very busy schedules, and it was the living room couch, not the dinner room table, that brought my family together. I never thought I would turn my love of television into a career, but one day I was at a graduation party and I was talking to a stranger about my favorite television shows. That stranger ended up giving me an opportunity to intern at CBS Network in New York, and that got me in the door. So how did I turn my favorite pastime into a career? Well, I started off as a sales assistant, like many of you in this room did too. And by being curious and eager, I soon was creating proposals and pitching campaigns. Then I came to this wonderful city to become an account executive. Yes, my job description was in sales, but it only was because I was an expert in the go-to of research that I became successful. So success for me means to proactively ask for more challenges to tackle, more accounts to call on, more opportunities to shine and get exposure. I also learned how to take disappointment and turn it into an opportunity to grow. I didn't follow a job description. I didn't follow a dream. I created my own. Leverage your resources, both at work and outside of work. Look around you, really, look around you right now. You're sitting with some of the greatest experts in the field. Utilize the Philly Ad Club and put their advice, the tables next to you, and put it into action for your own careers. Since moving to Philadelphia, I didn't know many people, and now I see so many familiar faces. And it's because of the Philly Ad Club that gave me a resource for support and inspiration. I also am a mentor within this program, and I started mentoring Nick Charles when he was right out of college. Flash forward to today, and he is now teaching me about the digital landscape. It is so important for all of us to be media game changers, like the Philly Ad Club 2.0 team. I want to take a moment to recognize the Philly Ad Club 2.0 team, some of the most passionate and inspiring people I've ever met. So please stand up if you're involved. Give them a round of applause. So like Troy and I, Troy and I are both adults, 18 to 49. I get some laughs. You guys see where this is going, right? We're both adults, 18 to 49. We both live in the Philadelphia DMA. Neither of us are in market for a new car. One of us is driving distance away from here. One of us is a 20-minute drive. But we have very different audience segments. One of us has a cat, one doesn't. One of us buys hair products, the other does not. More importantly, we watch different TV shows on different platforms, on different screens, and at different times. So agencies and marketers in this room, listen up. Take advantage of all of the great TV content, data, and technology you have to target us. Just target us differently beyond age and gender. By embracing change, we can achieve success and be a part of the advertising evolution. I just want to thank all of the strong, supportive female leaders in this room, like my past manager, Tina Fogliano, and my current manager, Elise Gray. Together, let's innovate, promote diversity and inclusion, and support the next generation of TV fans to move and shake into the future. Thank you.
One more time for Allison. Thank you, Allison. Okay, so this is the portion. Everyone enjoy your lunch. We'll come back in about 20 minutes, and I'll be picking on all of you, okay? Got it? Cool. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the presentation portion of our luncheon, a time to recognize the outstanding honorees we have in front of us here today. And please remember to use Philly Ad Club, the hashtag, if you're tweeting or on Instagram. Please continue to use the hashtag listed on each table for the honorees. First, let me welcome all past recipients that could make it here today. Any past recipients here? Y'all can clap. We can clap. We can clap. Bye. Okay. From the inception in 2008, they're listed on the stand-up in the center of each table for your reference. And now for our 2019 honorees. As in the past, our honorees for 2019 were selected by the Philly Ad Club Board of Governors and its Supervisory Board. That in total is made up of 86 of the top industry executives. Also, as in past years, this year's honorees were selected based on their reputation as major contributors with specific criteria that includes dedication to the communications industry, achievements that resulted in creating a better business environment, and a career that exemplifies the proper role model for future generations. As I noted earlier, they are Philadelphia's best of the best as outstanding achievers in the Philadelphia communication industry, who through their personal effort and leadership have had a very significant, positive, memorable, and profound impact on our professional community. And now I would like to recognize David Brown, Assistant Professor, Temple University, Klein College of Media and Communication. David has had a career of achieving many firsts in his life. He has had the distinction of being the first and only person to have served over his career as both the president of Public Relations Society of America's Philadelphia chapter and the Philadelphia Advertising Club. With this Mover and Shakers Pinnacle Award, he is the first and only African American to be inducted into the Philadelphia Public Relations Association Hall of Fame and the Hall of Fame equivalent for the Philly Ad Club. David was the first and only communications executive from Philadelphia to be named Champion of Change by the Obama administration for his communications work around empowering nonprofits to make a difference in the communities they serve. Last year, David Brown was the first African-American communications professional honored with the Harris Welford Active Citizenship Award given to only one individual or organization each year by the Philadelphia Martin Luther King Day of Service Committee, which organizes the largest single day of service in the country. This dude is busy. He's also owned or managed 5 advertising public relation firms throughout his 40-plus year career in Philadelphia, and he has served as the general manager for 900 AM WURD, Philadelphia's only African-American owned talk radio station. He's an ordained reverend. How do you have all this time? No, seriously, David, like, This is impressive. Maybe he's padding the stats. I don't know. They claim he's an ordained reverend in the United Methodist Church. And this past Monday, he was named as the diversity advisor to the dean at Temple University's Klein College of Media and Communications, where he's also pursuing his PhD in media communications. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if he's here, David Brown.
Oh my God, oh wow. Lord have mercy, wow. Woo, wow. I don't even know how to act, I'm clapping for you all, this is great. Oh, golly. Woo, my gosh. Wow, thank you for that incredible introduction, and my wife can attest it's all true. We see each other when we're driving to work, and then that's it. I cannot tell you what an honor this is, not only to be in front of you, this wonderful, wonderful award, this wonderful recognition, but also to recognize that it was from you, that we have all worked together for quite a long time, and just to be recognized by your peers is really why it's called the Pinnacle Award. It's really a tremendous honor. I must first, again, have to thank my family, starting with my wife Sharon, who is right there, my daughters, Lauren and Candace, my mom and dad, my family, it's all over there, my grandmother, who is turns 99 this year. We thought about trying to get her here, but she would have wanted to speak, and that would have just been, wrecked the whole room. So when you get 99, you can do whatever the heck you want. But I think the other thing, too, that I really want to kind of focus on is the fact that the importance of this moment and the importance of the work that we're trying to do. And I think that one thing that is so rewarding to me is that we have worked, when I say we, the advertising community and you who represent the advertising community, we have worked for a great long time to make a difference in the lives of a lot of different people. And I think we have to not only keep doing that, that is why we are spending the time that we're doing. That's the rent we pay for the space we occupy on this planet. I think that when we think about what we have the power to do in terms of shaping messages and reinforcing the missions and being able to really compel folks to do some things that they ordinarily would not want to do is an incredible power, it's an incredible resource, and we always need to take it so seriously. We recognize that commercials, in particular, sometimes can have a bigger power and bigger influence than almost any other medium that we have. And because it has that kind of power, we have to take it seriously. We have to take the responsible path towards what we're trying to do, but also recognize that that power lands in our hands every moment of every day that we can make a decision. And that is what I want to really focus on, because we have here, even in our mission statement, about how important diversity and inclusion is. Now, this is not something that's new. I'm so honored to have been working on diversity and inclusion throughout my entire life. That is what I've tried to be and try to represent in terms of the work that I do. And sometimes we work at it, then we stop. And then we work some more, and then we stop. And then we have a crisis, and then we pick it up again, and we work at it. I'm going to encourage you, keep working at it. This is not a destination that we're trying to achieve. This is not some plateau we're trying to reach. This is something that we're going to try to pursue on an ongoing basis, because it's going to be the thing that's going to always exceed our grasp. But that's not to mean we shouldn't keep reaching for it. If we can keep reaching for being more diverse and having better inclusion, we can really get the best ideas around the table, the most compelling images that we can do, and we can challenge some of the things that we say, well, we can't do it. We can do it. We have the power to do it. I want to be able to do 2 things, if I can, just to take a little bit of presenter privilege. There are students that are in this room right now, and our honorees from 2.0, I think they made the right move in saying, reach across the aisle, reach across the table, get these folks, and I'm going to encourage those younger folks to reach across the aisle. Don't be afraid, because you are the ones that are shaping the industry. You are going to be the ones that where diversity and inclusion becomes commonplace. You are the ones that are not going to think that it is a special thing that we do. It will be normal. And once it's normal, we're going to keep making it even more normal. That's what our challenge is going to be. So one person I'd like to introduce, one is Xavier Washington. Xavier, I'm going to ask you to stand. Xavier is one of our Temple students graduating next week. Xavier has accepted a position in New York with Zenith Communications, which is a wonderful thing. Stay standing, please, sir. And I'd also like to introduce Ashley Flowers. Ashley, she's also graduating in 14 days. She will be joining Tierney. Hello, yay, Tierney. And the reason why I wanted to kind of bring these two up in particular is because I think we need to find opportunity to celebrate what will be the future of our industry. And our future of our industry is going to look just like that. And if we make sure that they are competent, complexion doesn't matter, because competence always overrides complexion. And if we can always make sure that we do that and give them the tools to be able to do that, we will have done our job so we can keep doing it. You can sit down now, Joe. The other thing that I want to do is right at this time is to recognize that this whole thing that we're talking about in terms of diversity and inclusion is a conversation. It is something that we need to find ways to be comfortable in being uncomfortable. We've got to find ways to having and kind of challenging ourselves to be able to get around people who may not look like us, who may not act like us, who may have different political ideologies, who come from different parts of the world, because that's the world we live in. And because of that, one of the things that we've created a little online community that we're calling something we all have in common. What we have in common is we all have soul. We have pathos. We have things that really kind of connect us. So we created this online community called Common Soul Communications. CommonSoulCom.org. It's a nonprofit. What it's going to try to do is try to make sure that we get the resources that we can continue to facilitate these dialogues, that we can facilitate not only the dialogues, but have the resources in place to help students like Xavier and Ashley and other students just to be able to get past what might be obstacles to continue to shape the industry that we all love. We tested it this morning. Website's up. This is what we do. When would I get an opportunity to say something like this? The one thing that I know that it does work, if you go on it, the donate button works. Now, I'm a preacher, all right? Don't make me pass the plate. But what I'm saying to you is that if we have great missions but don't have the resources to reach those missions, then they're just ideas. I'm going to urge you and challenge you to do something different. Look for what is common in all of us. And once we find what's common in all of us, we'll have a foundation from which we can build. Thank you very much.
David Brown. That was David Brown. I apologize, David. You are a pastor, I can tell. When you said donate, I said, he wasn't lying. Okay, our second honoree is Mia Mendoza, president and CEO of Mendoza Group. Mia formally entered the broadcasting field in 1975 when she joined WTOG-TV in St. Petersburg, Florida, and hosted Tampa Bay's first Spanish language talk show. Following her broadcast career path to Philadelphia's Fox 29. Fox 20, come on. Golly. Mia eventually signed on as Director of Programming and Business Development for the Telemundo Network. Realizing that there was an overwhelming need to help her U.S. clients even further in their marketing strategies to reach the Latino consumers, Mia founded the first full-service Hispanic advertising and marketing agency in the tri-state area in March 1995. Her client roster is as diverse as its team of bicultural and bilingual experts. Mia has served up award-winning brand campaigns, signature guerrilla marketing, and some of the most unique advertising strategies for companies that have earned their place as some of the most influential leaders in the industry. Opportunity Finance Network, AmeriHealth Caritas family of companies, Purdue Farms, Reader's Water Ice, CHIP, and Independence Blue Cross. Her passion for fairness, education, and social equality has crossed over into Mia's volunteer and board service as a member of America's first fair trade town and Catholic partnership schools. Mia has also served on the boards of Philadelphia's Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Economy League, and Pennsylvania's Commission for Women. Mia has received numerous recognitions for her work. She was honored in 2018 as one of 100 most influential Latinos in Pennsylvania and earned national acclaim by Businessweek magazine as the marketing whiz of the 21st century. Former Governor Tom Ridge named Mia one of Pennsylvania's 50 best women in business, and she was also featured among 50 top women in their field in the book Voices. Included among Mia's most cherished awards are Girl Scouts Take the Lead Award, U.S. Hispanic Businesswoman of the Year by the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and Women of Distinction Award by the Philadelphia Business Journal. Ladies and gentlemen, Mia Mendoza.
So I had this all organized and I was all chill, and then they say Jim Gardner's sitting at the center table and everything went to shit. And following a pastor is not an easy, aren't easy shoes to fill, so you'll forgive me. I didn't memorize mine at the pulpit, so. So the movers and shakers, it all started, this whole thing started, Mendoza Group, because of a layover at Luis Muñoz Marin Airport in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So I was watching the beauty and rhythms of all kinds of people and unconsciously or maybe consciously admiring the mosaic of colors and fashions and facial expressions and Spanish language that captivated my attention. As I listened closely to guess the origins of the Spanish accents as travelers arrived and departed through customs, it was on that day that I spoke it out loud. I know what I want to do in my next chapter. That was 25 years ago. I was working for Telemundo at the time and based here in Philadelphia. Ironically, I had already worked in the television broadcasting field for the previous 25 years. I was very happy. I could have easily chosen a comfortable career journey working for the network. You can never plan for those aha moments or aha moments. You don't know when it will come to you, just like you don't know what your child's first word is going to be, or when that first win is going to happen, whose thoughtful words of wisdom will enlighten you, and what will the spark be in you to perform a random act of kindness. It just happens, and it happens while I waited to embark on my next journey. Who knew? So when Mendoza opened for business on March 1st, 1995, my vision at the time was simply to extend the dialogue I had already started at Telemundo. And that went beyond selling to advertisers and agencies, many of whom are in the room today. Hispanics, Latinos, they were on the rise, and growth was happening in the least likely geographic corridors of the country. Yet the stereotypical headlines of the day only centered on Hispanics committing crimes, not intelligent, being of one nationality. I'm proud to be half Puerto Rican, but it was time to tell our story that not all of us are Puerto Rican. Not all of us grew up on habanero peppers. Many Latinos in the U.S. tasted their first carimañola, empanada, or arepa in the United States. I was introduced to my first taco by a Southern belle in North Carolina. We had a lot of work to do, and I knew that it was going to be fun, and I knew it was going to be a lot of hard work. First Hispanic advertising agency in the Delaware Valley. I didn't know that at the time, that we were the first Hispanic advertising agency. It's exciting and it's scary all at the same time. As I thought about it, I reflected on what kind of life experiences I might have that would be relevant. I was the first child of a very short and strong Cuban mother and my Puerto Rican father who went long before his time. I was host of the first bilingual talk show in Tampa Bay. I played first base in my hometown softball league. First in a leading role as Mary Poppins in 6th grade. First check I received for services rendered as a Hispanic agency. No salary, but my first $75 felt like $75,000. First client, first account won, first to fail Without realizing it at the time, all of these first connected back to Mendoza and fuels the passion that I have to keep it going for another 20 plus years. Being first allowed us to be creative in more ways than I imagined and led us into very new adventures. Teaming up Frank Perdue of Perdue Chicken and Joe Unanue Sr. of Goya Foods in their first meet and greet that would form our strategy for marrying adobo, Goya's adobo, with Perdue's breast of chicken. A little sprinkle is all it takes. Introduce transcreation in place of translation. Listen to stories in the most hard-to-reach areas of the nation. Freshen up staid brands that were long overdue. Make the case for the Hispanic consumer opportunity without any evidence of overnight ratings available. Taking that leap of faith and lending a hand with 6 small Catholic schools in New Jersey, Sister Karen. Always with an eye on niche market first, total market second, always mission-driven. Innovation, passion, and a constant state of discomfort, that is my advice. That is who Mendoza is today. I'm truly blessed with colleagues who are so much smarter and whose own visions have guided us into even roads more or less traveled. Some of them I hope you'll have a chance to meet and who join me today at table 5 and 10. Agency counterparts who have been there for me during the darkest of times. I don't know if Mike Gillespie is here. You are a man of excellence. My son, who reminded me not too long ago that my faith is what has pulled me through the hard lessons. I'm your biggest fan, Papi. Clients, some of who believed in Mendoza and wanted to share this special moment with me today. Sister Karen, Colleen, Kenyatta, Christina, Enid, Holly. There are so many of you who have influenced and inspired me. So what next? For me personally, that's easy. Working smarter the next 10 years than I did the past 20, and building a company that's going to outlast me. And for Mendoza, and for those of you who want to reach us or just simply hang out with us, 24 years later, we're just getting started. Mendoza is a microcosm of what Pennsylvania and this nation look like. A band of non-Latinos who speak the culture and Latinos who speak the language. This honor is for you. You make me proud to serve you. I always sign off on my emails with always grateful. I'm always grateful for my Lord and Savior who has guided me through my lessons and my blessings. Whatever your spiritual journey, let it guide you and pass on the wisdom. Thank you.
That was great. One more time for me in Mendoza. One more time. Our third honoree here today is Bernie Prezenica. Bernie is the president and general manager of WPVI-TV, 6ABC in Philadelphia. I think we've heard of that station. The station is part of a Disney ABC television group and the country's 4th largest television market here in Philadelphia. WPVI-TV is nationally recognized as one of the preeminent stations in news, local programming, and community involvement with a ratings dominance. They're making me say this, Dennis. I just want you to know. It's on the paper. I have to say it. Okay, I'll begin again. With a ratings dominance that spans nearly 4 decades, Bernie also oversees 6abc.com, its mobile applications, and 2 digital channels. The station's website is the most popular television website in the Delaware Valley. Bernie's career in television spans 40 years. Pittsburgh was his first stop as an account executive. Richmond, Virginia quickly followed, then back to his college town of Philadelphia to begin a long stand with WPVI-TV. And after Capital Cities acquired the ABC television network, Bernie joined ABC National TV Sales, representing all the ABC-owned stations in the Mid-Atlantic region. Management of the Philadelphia office soon followed. Bernie was promoted to WPVI-TV's Director of Sales in 1994, and in 2002 accepted the position of President and General Manager at ABC's own station in Raleigh, North Carolina. In Raleigh, Bernie guided WTVD in construction of the market's first street-level studio, started a 10 p.m. newscast, and brought a new commitment to computer programming. Since coming back to Philadelphia, Bernie has continued a long tradition of WPVI-TV community involvement. He currently serves on many boards, including the Pennsylvania Visitors and Convention Bureau, chairman of the Police Athletic League, Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters, Temple University's SMC Board of Advisors, chairman of the City Ave Special Services District, the Greater Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce Executive Committee, Children's Hospital of Philadelphia's Corporate Council, Castleman's Disease Collaborative Network Board of Advisors, and is past president and now board chair of the Philly Ad Club. Wow, you're pretty busy. I'm just saying. Bernie is a proud recipient of the Lou Klein Alumni and the Media Award in 2009. In 2014, Temple University also inducted Bernie into the Gallery of Success in the School of Media and Communication. Bernie was also recognized in 2014 by Philadelphia Magazine as one of the city's 75 most influential people. Bernie is a proud cum laude graduate of Temple University with a BA in Communications, Radio, TV, and Film. He lives in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania, with his wife Patty, and has 2 children, Caitlin and Michael, and a new granddaughter, Amelia. Please welcome Bernie Prezenica.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, we're going to take it down a couple of notches from those previous speakers. So first off, thank you, Q. Appreciate the long introduction. Congratulations to Mia and David. I think we're all inspired by the remarks they made, and I'm pleased to be part of being recognized along with them. I have to say that David is part of the Ad Club's Diversity and Inclusion Committee. He's one of the key leaders on that, and I think we've got a really bright future in front of us, given your passion for that subject. So thank you for that. The 2.0 winners, Allison and Troy. Troy, couldn't be more proud of you. 6ABC guy, and you got up here and killed it. And no raise, there's nothing. That's not how it works, pal, but we're going to work on that. Or you'll work on that, I won't. Thanks to Ginger, thanks to the Ad Club board for whatever process it is in which they select us. I think it's a vote. I was not present that day, I believe, at the Ad Club meeting, so I think you get selected, which is pretty cool, so thank you. I do want to say thanks also to Alan Tempest, who is the guy, he's our executive director of the Ad Club, and he deserves our applause. You know, I happen to be president of the Ad Club, or the president of the Board of Governors for the last 2 years, and really, it was all Alan. All I ever did was come up here and stand and speak or do something that you wrote for me. So he is the driving force, and really we do have a robust and wonderful club, as witnessed by today's event. So Alan, we owe you some thanks for sure. My wife Patty is with me today. I think it's, yep. I think about 40 years ago in May, right? We met at a television station. Well, you kind of. We met at a television station in Pittsburgh, PA. So if anything else came out of this career thing of broadcasting, it's that I got to meet you, and you changed my life. So thank you, and thank you for being here today. And this is your first time at the Union League, so that's probably more impressive than what I just said. I'm looking here at Jim Gardner, and I will tell you, it doesn't turn to shit for me when I see him, because I see him every day. And but I will tell you this, that it's really pretty wonderful for me to look at this grouping of 6 ABC people, and then my Temple University family over here. These are 2 institutions that have been as meaningful in my life as anything. So to have you guys all kind of hanging out here is wonderful and intimidating at the same time. So I want to take you back to 1979. which was, I think, the first Rocky and the 3 Mile Island, and I think Pope John Paul came to Philadelphia. I was a senior at Temple University. I was in Lou Klein's internship class, and I had an internship at PHL 17. Give it up for PHL 17. And I got to come to an ad club luncheon. I think they made me pay, Vince. I don't think I got to go as a guest of PHL. No, I think it was a guest. But I don't know where it was. It was probably out on City Avenue somewhere. But I was in a room just like this, and I was an intern. And I looked around, and I thought, this is a land of giants. And how the hell am I going to be part of this? I now know that we're not actually giants, that we're regular people. But that first day, I was so impressed. And I know that moment when I got to look around and be part of this, and we didn't network back then. That word, I don't think, came into existence until a few years later. But it was really meaningful for me. And those moments when I got to interact with professionals was big, just like has been said by every speaker up here today. So I have PHL and Temple University and the Ad Club, quite frankly, to thank for a lot of things. And to be standing here today, 40 years later, basically, and be on this side of it is pretty cool. And I hope there's a couple of interns in here today who recognize that it is pretty special to be at an event like this, and there are a lot of people here who can make a difference in your life. So very cool to come full circle. I want to make it clear to everybody that I accept this honor today on behalf of my 6ABC colleagues. I really have the great pleasure to be part of a team that, in my opinion, is without parallel. They amaze me every day with their creativity, persistence, desire, and general will to succeed. They respect each other and celebrate each other's accomplishments. They value honesty and integrity above all else. We have a lot of fun together. We like each other, I think, right? That wasn't as effusive as I hoped. And honestly, I can't thank all of you guys enough for the support you give me every day. And it's really the privilege of my professional career to be part of this 6ABC team. So thank you, guys. So as was said in that long bio, I've been with the same company basically for 38 years after a few things at the beginning. And that was Capital Cities, and then Capital Cities ABC, and now it's Walt Disney Television. And that has been a tremendous advantage in my career. The best thing about that is that the company has always had a kind of philosophy that I thought was, for me, the place that I always wanted to work at. And part of that was always an emphasis on community. So I want to just take a moment to thank, and it was mentioned before, but I want to thank the Police Athletic League and Temple University and Children's Hospital and Castleman's Network and City Avenue Services District, the PCVB, the Chamber, all of those organizations that allow me to be part of them, mainly because I represent Channel 6, but to do a little work and make our community a little better. And it's something that I know all of us do in this community. It makes it very special. So I want to thank them today. Lastly, I want to finish my remarks by telling you basically how proud I am to be a broadcaster, and that includes radio and TV. We are a huge force for good in our community, and we enrich the lives of people every day. Not a day goes by without one of our stations running a PSA, asking people to get a cancer screening, reminding folks to get a smoke detector, helping people through a weather event, celebrating our diversity, holding our elected officials accountable, donating to a charity, volunteering our talent to be MCs, advising an intern, and the list goes on and on. We make our community a better place to live, and we should all be very proud of our collective efforts. So let's continue to do that. Let's pull that together, and let's make a difference. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
One more time for Bernie Presenica, everyone. Could we give it up for everyone that was honored here today? This is such a great honor. For me, it really has been a challenge to have Jim Gardner just stare at you the entire time. Jim, I'm sorry, it's the truth. Jim, how did I do? 1 to 10. Come on, just give me something. 10 plus. Here's another thing. What I learned here today was to cross-pollinate, to network. Jim, here's my phone number, 267-5. I'll tell you the rest later. But no, it's been an honor to host this award ceremony today. I was like, man, it's here at the, at the Union League. I was like, wow. I usually get kicked out of here, but it's been fun today. But thank you for having me. Right now, we'll turn it back over to the president, Ginger Kashmir. Let's give it up for Ginger Kashmir, everyone.
Okay, very special thank you for Quincy for coming out today. Thank you. Thank you very much for making this way more exciting than I ever could have. We are forever grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show a wonderful round of applause again for Mr. Quincy Harris. Thank you so much. One more time, I would like to thank the honorees. I'd like to congratulate Troy and Allison. Congratulations. And to Bernie and David and Mia, congratulations. I have the opportunity to work with most of you on a daily basis, and for that I am truly grateful. I would be remiss if I didn't ask all of you to, go to our website. We have fantastic events like this all the time. Our next upcoming event is the summer golf outing, which helps fund the scholarships. So not only will we have golf, but we will have some fun things for agencies as well. So I'd like to thank all of you for your participation today and for being here. And thank you for making us such a vibrant club. Thank you.